Hello, everyone, and welcome. Give everyone a chance to file in real quick. As you can see, I'm with my makeshift setup. I think you guys recognize this setup from Sweden. It's the same thing. I have actually I have a new webcam though, so I think the webcam looks a bit better, hopefully, than usual. And so there's the webcam. There is my lapel mic, which hopefully is picking me up okay. I'm just testing. And hold on one sec. I'm just checking on my phone. You guys can let me know if you can hear me okay, and then we will get going right away. Okay, I think you can. Okay. So hey everyone, yes, I have my mobile setup. So it's a new webcam. So it's a little cleaner actually than my old fisheye cam I was using, but I obviously didn't bring my super nice camera. Got the lapel in a hotel room, but no roommate, so I don't have to worry about another guy going back and forth behind me. And the other big difference is Sweden, I was doing them at 7 a.m., so I was worrying about keeping people up. Here it's 11 p.m. obviously because I'm in Edmonton, and then I'm worried about keeping people up basically. But I've kind of tested out. I think the walls here are pretty thick, unless I get a complaint in the next little bit. So hopefully you can hear me okay, and I appreciate that all you guys are here. So let's get going right away. I am Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, July the 24th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. You can see that we are now at 9,210. So pretty cool. Since my last live stream last Sunday, because Wednesday was a members only stream and it was great, last Sunday we were at 9175. So we've gone up about 40 subscribers in the past week. So we are well on our way to 10,000. Well, we're not close yet, but we're at a good steady pace, and I wanted to be at 9150 at the end of July. It looks like we'll be over obviously 9200, which is pretty cool. So thank you to everyone who is subscribed already. Well, thank you, Lucas, for the donation. $5 donation from Lucas says CCC World Tour from Steveston to Sweden to Edmonton. Can't stop the CCC World Tour. I love that. Thank you, Lucas, very much. Thanks for I really appreciate it. I'm just checking. I think the stream looks like it's jumping a little bit, but what can you do? We are doing the best that we can. Okay, so let me finish the intro. Moderators, thank you in advance. I don't know how busy you're going to be, but I appreciate that you are always here. And as always, know if something is racist, sexist, ableist, homophobic, in another language, spam, go ahead and delete it. Generally don't like to time people out, but definitely you can delete messages and you can delete messages and time people out, but definitely don't hide them from the channel. Leave that to me, but you can certainly I trust your judgment as always. So moderators, thank you. I want to give a shout out to my sponsors: Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss; Van City Experts Real Estate Group; Jason Lim and his team; Gassy Jack Art; Monkey Nine Brewing; and my newest, I always say they're not a sponsor, but they're my newest collab partner, and that is Vessi. You can get $15 off any Vessi shoes by using the code Canuck Clay. And thank you, DSS, for the donation as well. I appreciate you. So thank you, Lucas. Thank you, DSS, for the donation. Yeah, last stream was pretty cool, actually. I think Daniel Hammond became upgraded to Hall of Fame and then went crazy and donated a bunch of stuff too, which was unnecessary, but certainly very, very much appreciated. Oh, my phone's buzzing here. Hold on a sec. I have it on in front of me. And members, legendary Lucas Gates, I know he's here, worked the concert, the John Fogerty concert at Rogers. Legendary Justin Credible, I think he is here as well, or maybe not actually, because I know he was working the concert as well. Have I seen Justin yet? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, he is. Awesome. So, and then legendary Andrew Chang, he usually shows up with about 5 minutes to go, so we'll see if he comes up. So thank you to all three of you, and thank you to Hall of Fame members, and thank you to franchise members as well. Speaking of which, Hall of Fame and Legend. As you see on the screen, we have our group Zoom chat coming up this Sunday, and I'm going to do it at 8:30 p.m. Pacific. So we do that for an hour, and then that gives me time to get ready for the live stream at 10 p.m., which is going to be massive, and I'll talk about that at the very end of the stream. Finally, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my neighborhood of Steveston back home, you're in Edmonton somehow with me, or you're anywhere in between or outside, city of Vancouver, province of BC, country of Canada, continent of North America, or around the world, thank you. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you joining me, especially, number one, we haven't had a stream since last Sunday, so I don't know if you missed me. Number two, yeah, I'm trying to do this from Edmonton, like I said. Can't talk too loud because there's someone on the other side of that wall, but we'll see if, like I said, if I get any complaints. So I'm going to try and talk audibly, but not too loud. So if I'm trying to act a little bit controlled in my talking, that's why. And yeah, as we get going, make sure you like the video, like the fact that we're together, like the fact that yeah, that we can continue to build a wonderful Canucks community here, and know how much I appreciate you. I know that you could be watching, doing anything else right now, and the fact that you are here with me, at least for a little bit tonight, it does mean a lot to me, and I really, really appreciate you. Okay, so as I said off the top, last time I had this makeshift setup, I was in Sweden, and that was different because it was 7 a.m. Tonight it's 11 p.m. in Edmonton, but I have the whole room to myself. I'll just show you real quick. So there is the hotel room, not bad, got some good length to it. Then my bed, then there's the most comfy chair here that I always hang around with every night. And then of course, my setup. So there you can see my setup there. There's my Streamlabs, there's my phone. And yeah, I just want to show you a little bit of that. Tomorrow I have a pretty early morning. I got to be at the hotel at 6:30, but so I'll do this. I'll talk for about a couple of minutes on hockey things, and then I'll talk for a couple of minutes on my Sweden experience so far, and then we'll get into all of your questions, okay? So I'm going to try and get to your questions by 10:15, as it says on the schedule. You'll notice also there's no Ordle, Gordo, or Wordle tonight because I don't have a second screen, and it gets too crazy when I try and do it off one screen. Yeah, so basically we're going to take a 1 week break from our 3 favorite games. Not a lot has happened with the Canucks in the past week. I'm trying to think of what has happened actually, because I don't remember even vlogging about anything exciting. You guys, what's happened in the past week for the Canucks? I don't even know. But I do know that, and especially being in Edmonton, it's, yeah, here we go. I want to talk about the big trade between Florida and Calgary. So obviously Johnny Gaudreau already leaving to go play for Columbus. Flames don't get anything for him because he signs that new deal with Columbus. And then Matthew Tkachuk and a draft pick go to Florida for Jonathan Huberdeau, Mackenzie Weegar, another player, and another draft pick. Take out the draft pick and the other players for now. Basically, it's Huberdeau and Weegar for Tkachuk. Tkachuk signs a massive deal with Florida, $9.5 million a season. And they have, basically for the next 8 years, they have another franchise player, which is pretty exciting. So I think it's a win for Florida for sure. For Calgary, I actually think it's a good deal. Yes, they lose Tkachuk, but they get a wicked player in Huberdeau. Did you know that Huberdeau and Johnny Gaudreau were tied for points? Tied for second in the NHL behind Connor McDavid, which is pretty outstanding. So they get Huberdeau at an awesome contract of 5.9 or something like that, 5 point something. And then they get Mackenzie Weegar, also, who's blossomed to be a top 4 D-man. He was playing on the top pair in Florida with Aaron Ekblad. Now, I know they are both UFAs after the season, so they could essentially walk for nothing. However, that doesn't mean that they, A, can extend both or one of them, And B, if they don't think they can extend them, they can trade them for assets at the trade deadline, just like we're talking about for JT Miller. So imagine the haul you'll get for Huberdeau. Imagine, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Can you imagine? And I see Justin and Fangirl tweeting as thank you for spreading the love, even as we're going here. So I think it's one of those rare trades that's a blockbuster, massive, probably one of the biggest trades we've seen in the league in many, many years. And B, you could argue it's a win-win for both teams. Obviously, I think Florida does really well with this because they were going to have to figure out if they're going to sign Huberdeau and Uyghur after the season. But now they got Matthew Tkachuk for 8 years, and I think that deal is going to age just fine. And then for Calgary, it doesn't mean you're giving up on the season. As much as us Canucks fans wanted Flames to fizzle out, see what I did there? But no, they lose Gaudreau, but now they insert Uyghur and Huberdeau into the lineup after losing Gaudreau and Tkachuk. So Huberdeau will obviously replace some of those points, and I still think Calgary may be a playoff team now. And I know, as someone mentioned it in my video, I had Edmonton, LA, and Vancouver and Calgary battling. So this obviously makes Calgary a tiny bit stronger because I was already factoring out that Tkachuk was going to leave. Okay, so that's a bit about, and thanks to everyone who's joining everyone right now. I appreciate it, including people coming out of work shifts right now. So that's a bit about the Calgary trade. I would love your thoughts as well. And then I'm going to just spend 3.5 minutes now talking about what I'm doing here in Edmonton, and then I'll turn it over to you. Basically, I'm here. I got here on Friday. Tough start. Well, at least my bag, I did check a bag actually because I brought a couple suits. So at least my luggage arrived, thank goodness. But then the Uber I was taking at 1 a.m. from the airport to my hotel got a flat tire. So we had to pull over, try and fix his tire for about 10 minutes, and then call a second Uber. So, first world problems. I got here, no problem. You guys saw from my post either on Instagram, Facebook, or on Twitter that I was there when Pope Francis arrived. And it's, even if you're not Catholic, even if you don't like the Catholic Church, which is all fine, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Obviously, I love the church and it employs me, and I enjoy serving. But I was there, you guys, about 45 feet from Pope Francis, right in front of him, taking pictures and video. Now, that wasn't my job. My job is actually to basically be a contact person for the Vatican media. So there's about 150 Canadian media members that are from Canada. There's another 75 from the Vatican, made up of mostly Italians, but some Canadians and U.S. and other countries as well. And they're called the VAMP, the Vatican Accredited Media Personnel. This group of 75 travels wherever the Pope goes. So they came over on the plane with Pope Francis. So my job is to really, really be a liaison for them, be a resource person for them, help coordinate them and help move them from all the sites. So today it was getting them from the airport where they came out off the plane back to the media center and back to their hotel. But if you saw me, I don't think I put it on. I might put it on Twitter, but I definitely put it on Instagram and Facebook. I actually didn't have to ride on the way back to the media center from the airport. I didn't have to ride in the bus. I got to ride in a black SUV with tinted windows, and because we were driving two of the Vatican's biggest, their communication guys that came on the plane. So we had a police escort, which is pretty cool, for the 45 minutes from the airport to the convention center. So that was pretty cool. And I'll just say, next 2 days, Pope Francis is going to a residential school, going to a church site. That's tomorrow. And then Tuesday, it's the big mass at Commonwealth where the Elks play. And then it's a pilgrimage to a retreat site. So basically 4 big events, 2 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday. And my job is to be there as a resource for the Vatican media pool. And then tomorrow, that means I got to be at their hotel by 6:30. Okay, so that's basically what I'm doing here. I fly back on Wednesday afternoon, and then I want to do a stream on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. And then I want to do a stream on Sunday on the 31st, and it's going to be a big stream. But I'll tell you at the end of this stream why that Sunday stream is going to be so big. And just like that, I hit my 15 minutes. So let's go to your questions. Let's try and do Canucks and NHL questions for the first 25 minutes. So let's start with Brandon. How do you feel about the NHL and all the scandals going on? Does it make you question watching? Admittedly, no. I don't. I won't stop watching, and it's not because I don't have a moral compass or anything like that. It's entertaining. I've invested a lot of time, money, energy into it, but it's certainly, like with the Hockey Canada stuff, it is pretty sad. And the more I learn about it, the more kind of upset I get. But if it leads to change, that's kind of what has to happen. You can't go back and fix what's happened in the past, but you can certainly put in safeguards so things like that don't happen again. Fangirl, hi Clay, do you think you'll attend any of the Young Stars tournament games? No, I don't think so. I don't think I can get the time away. Martin Herlack back up. It'll be Martin. Herlack is not with our team anymore. Derek, hey Clay, what kind of haul do you think the Canucks would get knowing what Calgary got for Kachuk? I'm thinking you're talking about JT Miller. I think you're getting less for Miller because he's older. So I've always talked about 3 assets. So you want Kevin Fiala at least, which was not, you don't want Fiala, but what Fiala got was a prospect and a pick. So I think you want a prospect, pick, and a player. I think you want 3 assets for JT Miller. El Chino, hey Clay, what do you think of the reverse retro 2.0 leak? Johnny Canuck, WHL throwback. Yeah, and I referenced this just before I came on. I was messaging with one of the, I can say it, with Lucas, and I appreciate Lucas's care and concern. Lucas works for the team, as does Justin. Lucas works specifically for the team store. So Lucas said it puts him in an awkward position because he may know, I don't know this, but Lucas may know something already that we don't. But then I also told Lucas that he doesn't have to comment either. Like I can't say people shouldn't talk about it, but I did ask Lucas, and if he doesn't feel comfortable, then he simply doesn't have to type anything. So Lucas, I appreciate your concern. You know how much I appreciate you, but I do want to answer the question. And then I didn't know anything about this leak until Lucas texted me about it. So I looked it up like 2 minutes before I started. If it's indeed the case, I like it. It looks good. It looks good. Johnny Canuck, one of the older, obviously, logos. And I think it looks fine. You know, it sounds like the 3rd jersey, the alternate's going to be the flying skate in black. And if this is the reverse retro, and if they only use it for a couple of games, that's fine. And I like it. I like it. But I'm not a big jersey guy. I don't get too excited about buying them or leaks or colors or whatever. Maybe I should. Maybe my eye's not that good. But so I didn't hear anything about it because I wasn't on Twitter today. But then I'm glad that Lucas brought it up. And so if you're asking me what do I think of it, I think it looks pretty sharp actually. But obviously I can't comment about whether that's a legit jersey. But from who I saw tweeted it and what they're talking about, it may be. And if that's the case, it's nice. It's nice. It looks good. Probably still won't buy it though. And LA Women's Hoops, yes, I talked about it, but you asked that obviously before I started talking about it. Fangirl, do you think we could part with Oyel or Myers, even Dickinson? I think they're trying, but I think it's a lot easier said than done for sure. Coach Rob, hi, I see I'm no longer a mod. Did I do something wrong? No, I did not change that. I don't know why it went off. But Coach Rob, you are now a moderator. No, that wasn't me, so I don't know what happened, and I would tell you if I was going to remove you on purpose. So thanks for bringing it up. Thoughts on Winnipeg's future? Not so sure. Paul Maurice is gone. Pierre-Luc Dubois only signs a 1-year qualifying offer. Obviously, Laine is gone. They lost Andrew Kopp. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about their prospect pool. They still have a good goaltender, obviously. Still got some good players up front, but I don't think they're that strong right now, although I like them. Simon, like the big trade between, and do you think it's give me any other players that will get traded on the offseason at some point, like a blockbuster NHL? Do you think there? Okay, I think you're asking if I think there's going to be another blockbuster. Not to that extent. Maybe the Miller one comes close, but not to that extent. Dickinson, Pearson, and one other, there's no room for them. Yeah, we do have to shed some salary for sure. Is Sutter still playing? I doubt it. They gave him his number to Curtis Lazar. Lucas Clay, I heard Louis wants to continue playing next season. Can you see him? Yeah, I can see him playing in Sweden for sure, Lucas, or even in the KHL, but I think he'd obviously pick Sweden. Be a lot more comfortable for him. Justin, I don't mind Johnny Canuck logo, but the orange NHL logo and the striping looks weird. I guess it's legit. I'm 50. Yeah, you know, good point. I only looked at it real quick, so I have to study it a bit more, Justin. CV, where do you think Miller's going to get traded to? Well, not Columbus, not Florida. Basically, anytime a team makes a big move for a lot of money, you can take them off the table. I don't think the Canucks will trade him in the Pacific Division, so maybe it's still like an Islanders, a Boston, a Pittsburgh. No, Pittsburgh just signed Malkin. So maybe it's like an Islanders or a Boston, something like that. Something I think in the East Coast of the States. Edmond, would you be surprised if JT Miller and Myers Dickinson are on the opening day roster? I'll be a bit surprised, but the Canucks do have to move a bit of money still. So I don't know how they're going to do that, but they have a couple months still to do that. Expectations for Brock. New contract. Dad, the stress of the pressure of worrying about his dad, gone now. He can use that as inspiration, going 30 goals and 60 points. The flight was good. Thank you, rather easy, only an hour and a half. Kevin, Brock, 35 goals. Okay. Franco, what do you think of Hot Takes hockey trade idea of Myers and I think Dickinson to Arizona for Lawson Krause? Krause is just okay. Myers and Dickinson to Arizona, obviously that's a salary dump because Arizona still got to get to the salary floor. And I think you're doing addition by subtraction there because Lawson Krause is okay, but I think what you're getting is your opportunity to spend more money in a different way. High T, yeah, I just spoke about the reverse retro jersey. I like it. DSS, or the Leaks one, yeah. Do you think the Canucks might make the playoffs next year? I have them pegged as 3 or 4 in the Pacific, so yes, I do. Peter, can you see Podkolzin taking a big leap? Yes. I think Boudreau loves him. I think he's going to be more confident even with Kuzmenko and Mikheyev. Not that that's going to be the reason why he's better, but I think he's going to be great. So yes, I do see Podkolzin continuing his development for sure. Top shelf, do you think the Canucks can get 3 more assets for JT Miller? Surprised Calgary got so much, given teams may want to leave. Yeah, no, that's a great trade for Calgary too. So I think the Canucks can get 3 assets, not more. Should Luongo and Burrow's number retired? I think Luongo might be. I don't think Burrow's will be. Burrow's will be a Ring of Honor, or is the Ring of Honor. GoldenEye Forever says, given the way that Tkachuk left Calgary, his brother won't be in Ottawa. Any concern about our star defenseman being from the U.S.? Well, we got 5 more years of him, so I'm not worried just yet. Cole says, surprise Canucks player to blow up this year. Blow up? Well, I think Rathbone will be a good surprise. I wouldn't expect him to blow up, though. Maybe it is Podkolzin, or maybe it is Besser, because of the year can't get any worse than last year from a mental standpoint. Coach Rob, do you think the Canucks will play an outdoor game again? Maybe for Seattle. Yeah, but not for many, many years, Coach Rob. Simon, I'm a question. Why does the NHL teams are like some of these teams are so close to the cap? Yeah, because some teams like the Canucks haven't managed their salary cap well, and that's why they're so close. And you always got to leave room for some flexibility, especially if you want to make trades. Justin, unlikely to happen, but would you be shocked if Calgary and Florida gets off to a slow start and miss playoffs? All 3 players in the trade are good, but chemistry is also huge. Yeah, but I think there are 2 teams, Justin, Florida, President's Trophy, Calgary 6 overall. I think they're still good enough where even if those particular players get off to slow starts, I think there's enough talent on their teams where they'll be okay. Is Laine better than Miller? No. I think they're equal. They're just different players. Laine's a lot younger. Is Laine better than Miller? I think from a pure skill standpoint, talent standpoint, he is. But I think Miller brings so many intangibles. That's what I was looking for. Do they sell the... Steve, you're going to have to ask that again. Oh, you did. DSS, who is going to be on the team next year and leave the team next year? DSS, I think you ask this every stream, and I don't have time to go through the entire roster. But, yeah, I know that I've talked about the UFAs that have left already. So guys like Sutter, Chason, Richardson, Brad Hunt, those guys are going to be gone. And the Canucks are trying to get rid of a couple more contracts as well. Do they sell the black skate jersey at the team store? Yes, they do. Kieran, thoughts on Canucks Elite Reverse Retro? I actually spoke about it earlier, Kieran. I didn't know about it until 5 minutes before the stream, thanks to Lucas, and I think it looks fine. Taylor, the Canucks are likely moving their basically alternate jersey, their third jersey from the stylized stick and rink to the flying black skate, and then this reverse retro is new. Fangirl, with Brad Hunt gone, does that mean we have space for Rathbone? It doesn't matter if we move. We basically have to. No, we can put Rathbone on the roster, but the Canucks are over by a couple million, so the Canucks still have to move out a player, not because of the space, but because of the money. Prediction: Elfren for 82 games. Let's say they go 98 points, so they go 36, 32, so that's 68. No, I need way more points than that. Let's go 38, so that's 76. 38, 30. Well, that's not going to add up either. 40. 42, 30. Oh, this is closer. 42. No, you got to go like 43, 29, and so that's 72. Yeah, 43, 29, 12, and 2. I think that adds up pretty close. 43 and 29 makes 72. No. I'll have to figure it out, Elfren, but they're going to get 98 points. That's my guess. That's my guess. Well, I guess that's right. If I go 43, 29, so that's 86. No, are they going to be like a 44-win team? 44, 28, and 10? That gets you your 98. Okay, something like that. 44, 28, and 10. That seems a little high, though. GoldenEye, the idea of developing a player only see them leave because of playing in Canada. Yeah, that's people are starting to talk about that more, for sure. Top Shelf, do you know of any players on any team that excel in the playoffs but are just average in the regular season? Interesting how Gaudreau, Tkachuk, and Huberdeau didn't have strong playoff performances. Yeah, like I remember Jake Gensel from Pittsburgh. He's fine now, but a lot of guys like start off by doing really well in the playoffs, and that's how you notice them. But yeah, usually it goes the way you said, is someone will disappoint in the playoffs as opposed to completely step up. Simon, can I live at for the Panthers beat the Lightning with adding that player? I'm not sure what you're asking. Yeah, Tampa's good though. Tanner, are the Canucks legit to contend this year? Depends what you mean by contend. I don't think they're going to win the division, but I think they can make the playoffs. DSS, is the Vancouver Canucks, are they going to upgrade their jersey colors? I don't think upgrade is the right way to say it, but they're going to have new alternates and new reverse retros. Riley says, Clay, what is your favorite part of being an airplane? Sitting in the exit row. Lucas, $5 donation. Thank you, Lucas. Here's a way to think of reverse retros. It's a system that runs every year. So 2021, 2023, 25. Oh, every other year. Ah. Very good. Thank you, Lucas. That's great. Peter, favorite Canucks player from each decade, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and currently? Well, currently it's Horvat. 2010s, I'd say it was Luongo. No, I'll give the 2000s to Luongo. I'll give the 90s to Bure. And then the 2010s, Henrik. So let's go Bure, Luongo, although Luongo bleeds over to 2010s, Henrik, and then Horvat. Hello, Duffman. Fangirl, do you think management is doing a lot of meetings figuring out the cap? Yes, I'm sure they're looking at it all the time. Very truly. Jordan, I'm going Oilers, Kings, Canucks, Flames, Knights. Nice to see you, Lyndon. Come anytime. Peter, are you worried that management are being too patient with the Miller situation? Yes and no. I do trust the management, although they came in kind of guns a-blazing, said they're going to do all this stuff, and they haven't really done it yet. But I don't think they're going to be too patient. I think they're just being very patient. DSS, no, I only saw it on Twitter. Kevin, 54 wins. Tanner, trade Miller for Luke Hughes in a draft pick. Hughes in a draft pick, so that's very similar to what they got for Fiala when they got Brock Faber in a draft pick. Although Luke Hughes is a lot better. I would do that. Simon, asking the rival between Florida and Tampa how the rival is going to do this year. But I'm thinking the playoffs. So regular season, I think it's going to be close. I think Tampa's still a really good team. And until Florida does something in the playoffs, I'm going to pick Tampa over Florida every day in the playoffs. Lucas Clay, if Longa is not retired, I think someone will replace him in the Ring of Honor. Who would replace his spot? BX or Edler, maybe? Kessler? Fangirl, if Benning was fired in October, November, do you think the Canucks could have made the playoffs? Yeah. Well, not so much Benning, because you don't really tinker with your team a lot in the season. I think if Boudreau, if Green was fired earlier, I think the Canucks would have made the playoffs. Edmond, curious who he thinks if Benning was still in charge, he would have traded our first-round pick again this year. Perhaps. It was nice to have a first-round pick. Will, hi Clay, can you please rank the last 4 Canucks GMs from best to worst? I'll go Gillis, Burke, Nonis, Benning. Kevin, Tanner Jersey would never do that because Quinn's brother might even be better because he's 6'2". DSS, did you hear today in Worcester they're shooting? Yes, I saw that, DSS, very sad. Peter, how do you think Benning would handle the Miller situation? I think he'd re-sign him as opposed to trade him or losing him. Sign him for a lot of money. Justin, who has a bigger impact on the league in the next 5 years? Slafkovsky or Wright? I think Slafkovsky is the sexy pick. Bigger impact. I think Wright will be. I think Slafkovsky will have the bigger impact. I think Wright will be the more dependable player, if that makes sense. LA saying, I hope the rest of the jerseys aren't leaked. I agree. Hello, Burns. Thanks for being here. No, I didn't sign McDavid and Draisaitl, but I did. If you guys saw my tweet, I did walk by Rogers Place and checked out, the Gretzky statue and the 5 cup replicas. Must be nice. Fangirl, I thought Luongo wasn't in the Ring of Honor and McLean was. That's correct. Luongo was not in the Ring of Honor just yet. I was just answering the question about who should be next, but I hear what you're saying. Lucas, if you had a chance to decide a Canucks theme night, what would your idea? Oh, thumbs up night. Everyone just got to sit in the stands and do. No, I think old school hip hop would be pretty cool, but hip hop and hockey don't really go well. Hip hop's more a basketball thing. How about like a sushi night? No. If you're being, I'll be serious. A good theme night, something like a multicultural night where or we celebrate the different cultures of all the fans, maybe. Bruce, there it is. I think Tanner, the fans shout that already. So, yeah, but that song does get me going. Best Canucks draft pick of all time. You got to go with the Sedins at 2 and 3. Especially when you look at what they did for our franchise and the rest of the picks that weren't so great in that first round. Christopher, who wins the trade? I think Florida wins it, but I don't think Calgary got robbed or anything. Sorry, the other way around. I think Calgary wins it, and I don't think Florida. But yeah, sorry, you guys. I had it all wrong. I think the trade is good for both teams. I think Calgary did better than Florida. Sorry, I think I said that. I know I said that. I thought Florida did better than Calgary. I don't know what I was thinking. I think Calgary did better than Florida, but I think Florida did just fine. That's what I want to say. From which Canuck can you see take the big step from the point? Rathbone, for sure. 90s night, I love it. Lucas. Chris, how many goals does Brock get? 30. Jocko, do you think Edmonton is going to be a big threat next season? Yes, I do. No more Cassie, no more Keith, but they have a lot of money to play with now, and they signed Kane and Kulak. I think they're going to be good. How are you feeling about the Senators? I think they're building something good. They got a pretty good top 6 already. I'm still not sold on their D and goaltending, so I think they're getting there, but I don't think they make the playoffs just yet. Who is more disappointing for Tannen or Hodgson? I think for Tannen, given how high he was picked. Simon, why did some of the players get your point where they... Sorry, Simon, I don't understand what you're asking there. I apologize. It make the question a bit shorter, Simon. I think it'll be easier for me to understand. I think you're asking how the contracts are negotiated, but if you can ask it again, that'd be great. Angus, I don't want Subban. Overrated, overpaid. Do you trade JT Miller or resign him? I would trade him. If I trade him, I want 3 assets back, as I've talked about. If we sign him, I go no more than 6 years and no more than 8. But I don't think that's going to get done. Edmond says PTO for Subban, maybe. Cap issues for most NHL teams. Yeah, Kadri is the biggest one that hasn't signed, for sure. Kadri and Klingberg, the 2Ks. Do you think Canucks will be better than their 2011 playoff run? Not in the next little bit, no way. Peter, how many Canucks players will have 30 more goals this season? And who? Besser, PD, and Miller. I think all do it. Lucas, 90s night. Whoop, there it is. I didn't know Subban wants to go to Montreal. Wow. Justin, supposedly Calgary signed Canuck to an extension prior to the trade. Yes, because that's how Florida got the 8 years. Otherwise, it would be 7. A free agent can only sign 7 with a new team. That's why he got the 8. How do you feel the Canucks did that trade with Miller and landed UFA to be Huberdeau? It's tough, but I think if you could convince fans that either our version of Huberdeau was going to stay or that we can get good assets for him in return for a player that was going to leave anyways, likely, I think that's okay. Hello, Jacob. LA, I think Calgary lost a trade. Huberdeau, Uyghur could both leave. Yes, but they can also get assets for them if they trade them. What happens to Hoglander? He's going to battle for 4th line minutes, Christopher. Simon, where do you think Paul Stanley? Paul Stanley. Who's Paul Stanley? Kevin, it depends on the draft pick, the first rounder. Tiger, who do you think will have the biggest improvement in the lineup this season, and why is it Poulin? I'm looking for Podkolzin to continue his growth. Angus, you think Shane Wright will make the Kraken next season? I do. Taylor, 4 Pacific teams make it. Edmonton, LA, Vancouver, and Calgary. Yep, that's exactly, Taylor, my prediction as well. Okay, guys, 95 of you in here, which is awesome. 34 likes. Let's get that up to 45 or 50 if we can. And I'm going to answer the last of your hockey questions, but let's transition now to Ask Me Anything for the next 15 minutes or so. Thank you everyone for being here tonight too. Really appreciate it. And as soon as we're done, I have to hit the sack because I have an early. Does anyone say, oh, here's one that we always do. Put in a 1 or a 2 or a yes or no, I guess. 1 means yes, 2 means no. Have you ever used the term hit the sack when you're talking about going to bed? Hit the sack. If you've used that term before, put a 1 in the chat. If you've never used the term hit the sack about going to bed, put a 2 in the chat. Justin, if Calgary doesn't feel like either, flip them to teams. Yep. DSS, are they going to trade Austin Matthews one day? I don't think they'll trade, but he might not re-sign there, but that's still a long time away. Simon, how's the weather in Edmonton? It's been beautiful. Not too hot, but warm. It's been good, well, though we might get some rain tomorrow. Okay, I see some ones. Yes, Bern, that's why I'm in Edmonton, is to help out with the papal visit. It's a historic visit for sure. 1s, 2s, 1s. Sidhu, if you had the opportunity to sign any NHL player, living or dead, who would you sign? Yep, Gretzky would be the one for me as well. Best player to ever play. Thank you, Riley. That's nice of you. Horvat will get 30. Okay, Kevin, I like that. Lucas, not Canucks related, but NHL. Here's an idea for the Jets. True North? No. By the Winnipeg Ice. Move them to Canada Life Center and move the Manitoba Moose to Saskatoon. Ah. Bladeston and Imo. Interesting. I have to think that one through. I don't know a lot about junior hockey or like farm teams, but that sounds interesting. And by the way, a three-way deal there. And thank you, by the way, for the donation, Lucas. Thank you. Hit the hay. Fangirl, yeah. Saturday and Sunday, I had free time from basically dinner time on. It's going to get to West Edmonton Mall because it was closed by 6. But I've done a lot of walking, a lot of eating. But then the next 2 days, I'm not going to have any free time. It's going to be pretty busy Monday and Tuesday. And then I fly back on Wednesday already. Elfren, what was the experience like being in the same room as the Prime Minister and Pope Francis? It was pretty cool. Like Pope Francis, I've seen before, but not this close. I was about 40 feet away. If you guys saw my pictures, and yeah, but it's a very solemn's not the right, but it was very humble. There was no speaking because Pope Francis is going to save that for tomorrow when he's at the residential school site. So he intentionally did not speak today. He was greeted though by a drum circle and by Indigenous leaders. So. But it wasn't lost to me. I'm very blessed to have that opportunity to be in the same room as both of them. Simon, what are you going to do for the rest of the summer? Yeah, we have Hawaii in August and then a golf trip right after that. Pat Clay, do you pay flood insurance for living in Steveston? It's part of our strata. It's part of our strata. Dark horse prediction, Patterson get 40. I like it, LA. Kevin, I say 6 Canucks can hit 30. That's 180 goals already. That's ambitious. Sidhu, my guess is we will have Canucks After Dark tomorrow night. I let Parker know that I'm available. Lucas, I see. Bye, DSS. Elfren, what changes are you hoping to get out of the Pope's visit? I think not so much change, but a continued, well, change for sure in attitude, in understanding, in respecting and working with our Indigenous brothers and sisters. And I pray that the church is better, and I pray that the Indigenous people also recognize this as a big step towards healing and reconciliation. But it's so hard. I can't walk in their shoes. It's hard for me to comment because I haven't experienced what they've experienced. But I think if it leads to more dialogue and more understanding and mutual respect, I think that's a good thing. Bruce, where are you going on the golf trip? We are going to Bellingham, so going across the border. 6 guys from our church was pretty cool, and I'm bringing my 2 boys. Thank you, Angus, for the new subscription. Lyndon, now Clay, I admire you as a person. The Pope coming to Canada. I hope he meets the elder survivors. I am son Thank you, Lyndon, for that. I appreciate. And yes, he met some elders and survivors back in April in Rome, and then that's when he officially announced this trip. And I'm glad you're here, Lyndon. I'm glad you're here. Christopher Miller's the perfect player for Columbus Blue Jackets to play with Laine and Goudreau. I don't know who do we get back, but I would want 3 assets back, Chris. I just don't know the Columbus roster that well. Pat, did you meet Trudeau during the visit? I didn't meet him, but I was 40 feet away from him. Do you size him up for a boxing match in the future? You know, a lot of people were commenting on his haircut on the pictures I posted today. And not in a good way. Fangirl, are you staying in the same hotel as the Bubble? Oh, no. But I walked past the 2 hotels that were the Bubble. It was the the Marriott, and I'm pretty sure it was the Sandman Signature. So I passed by those 2 hotels for sure. Good question, Fangirl. Excellent question. I like that question. Pat, name your all-time Sweden and Russian custom top lines. Oh, Sweden, you gotta go Forsberg. The best Swedish forwards. Sundin was good. Oh, Forsberg for sure. Who cares? Forsberg with the Sedins. That's what I'm doing. I'm sure they're way better Swedish players. Russia, Larionov, Fedorov, and Bure. Oh, that's awesome, LA. You're playing golf. That's good. I suck. I can find less expensive ways to get frustrated. Shannon, no, Pope John Paul is now a saint. He actually passed away years ago. So there's actually been 2 popes since him. There's Pope Benedict, a German pope, and now there's this Pope Francis, who's from Argentina. Simon, if you had a podcast, what would you name it? Who would you do it with? Well, I have one already with Parker, and that's called Canucks After Dark. I probably wouldn't do one with another person. I would just do my own. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Wow, I need a sip of water after that. Interesting question, Simon. Lucas, Clay, considering things, I've met David Eby in the past. That guy's likely, yes, it looks like he is going to, I think he's going to get a lot of support. Fangirl, what happens if a pope passes away? Well, it's really interesting. So usually when a pope passes, then all the cardinals meet in the Vatican, and that's when you look for the white smoke to come out of the chimney or whatever, and that's when you know there's a new pope. So Pope Benedict was the first pope to retire, as opposed to getting to passing away. So that's a fun fact for you. Pat, how about Kornikova sandwich between Fedorov and I think we're talking about a different type of sport there. Lyndon, thank you, no problem. Edmond, hey Clay, when you shop for groceries, your number 1 choice, Safeway, Superstore, Save-On. Not TNT, can't stand that place. Save-On's too expensive. Safeway was my go-to, but right now it's Freshco, and then I'll get my toiletries at Walmart because they're cheaper. Great question. Chris, hey Clay, what do you think is the best line in hockey ever was? Gretzky, Curry, and Anderson. Yeah. Gretzky and Curry for sure, and then whatever winger they put with them. Justin, is sushi on the menu in Edmonton? And if so, do you think it will match up to Sweden sushi? I ate sushi last night, so I had Japanese last night. I was talking about I had free time last night, so I had Japanese food. Salmon combo, salmon sashimi, salmon maki, and salmon nigiri. And tonight I had Italian linguine vongole. Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. Pretty much the same as Sweden. Like, I can't say, Justin, that one was much better than the other. They're both fine. They're passable. Nothing compares to Vancouver, of course, but certainly it was fine. Fangirl, have you ever had a priest pass away while they were priests at the church? I heard that happened a few years ago, and his funeral was in Vancouver, though. Yeah, there are priests that have passed away before retired, for sure. Not at my parish, though. Jed, you should try Burger's Priest. Yes, I walked past it, so I will try that. Burger's Priest. I did see it, Jed. Wait, Jed, are you in Edmonton right now? We should try and connect real quick. Yeah, Jed, are you? Oh, messed up. Dang it. Because my 2 times to meet would have been yesterday or today. Because I'm not going to have a lot of free time tomorrow and Tuesday. My loss. Riley, Clay, if I had a match in Vancouver, would you root for? Of course, Riley. I would. You would make a sign. LA, what's your all-time Canucks starting 5? Bure with the Sedins. Luongo and net. Edler and Oland on the blue line. So 4 Swedes. Simon, I'm someone to ask if you go like going a minute or golfing or go-karting. Golfing, I like more. Well, Jed, you're in Calgary. Okay, then I don't feel so bad. Get a Vatican. Okay, I will check it out. Christopher, do you think Alex Burrows was the best line mate for Henrik and Daniel? Yes, because he didn't have to be as skilled as the Sedins. He just had to be smart enough, which he is, to keep up with them, and he did that very, very well. Okay, friends, we'll go for two more minutes, and then we will wrap up. Yeah, so Calgary media is pretty happy about the trade then. Interesting. Kevin says, Clay, I think Garland or Hoglander gets traded. Rutherford wants to get bigger. Yeah, Hoglander's in a really good contract. I don't think you want to get rid of him yet. And you're not going to get a lot from him. Dub Boys, do you think Canucks will get rid of D? I think they're trying. What do you hope the D looks like next year? This season? I think you got to get rid of either Poolman or Myers, but I think it's tough to do. I want to see Rathbone and Dermott on my 3rd line. I think it'll be Hughes and Shannon, and it'll be OEL Myers as it stands right now. Fango, favorite non-religious style of books to read? Interesting. Oh, I can't show it to you because my computer's resting on them to give it some. I read leadership type books and sports books. Leadership and sports. Simon, do you like going to play laser tag? It's not my favorite. Too much running. Taylor, what's your favorite thing that happened this past week? It had to be today. From my trip, it had to be today, is being in the same room as Pope Francis and the Prime Minister. And my favorite thing that was non-trip related. I gotta think about that actually, because I've been so consumed preparing for this trip. So yeah, I'll go with that. Lucas, do you read the NHL stats books? I don't actually. I've seen them, Lucas, but I don't read them. Yeah. Du Bois, do you think JT Miller will get a trade? We'll see, but I wouldn't be surprised if he starts the season with the team. Yeah, for sure. Well, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I was very lax. I answered a bunch of hockey questions as part of the Ask Me Anything, but a pretty casual mood today because of the circumstance, i.e. not at home. But I'll be more strict on that next time. So before I wrap up with the announcement about the big announcement, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Bern, what did you say? Wish you a very nice day. Ask many uncomfortable questions. Oh, you want me to ask as part of the trip? Yeah, I won't be the one asking, but there will be media there for sure. I'm just working with them, if that makes sense. So, moderators, thank you in advance. I mean, not in advance. We're done. Thank you for your good work. I didn't think you had to do anything today, which is good. That's a good thing. Sponsors, thank you. Perform Transform, Van City Experts, Gas Jack Art, Monkey 9, and Vessi. To legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Just Incredible, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thank you. If you want to become a member or upgrade your membership, just press on the join button underneath any of my videos. We're at 71 members right now. And don't forget that, we had our members live stream last week. And don't forget Legend and Hall of Fame. We're going to have our group chat, as you can see, this Sunday night at 8:30 Pacific time, and then that leads into my live stream at 10. So I'm going to be doing 2 big things this Sunday. I'm going to be making an announcement about my plans for the fall, and I'm probably going to share, no, I will share that with on the Zoom chat. So Legend or Hall of Fame members, consider this an unofficial perk. If you can join me Sunday night at 8:30, I will share with you 90 minutes before everyone else what the big announcement is. So hopefully Legends and Hall of Fame members, you can join me. So that'll be this Sunday at 8:30. Then my live stream will be at 10. So number one, I'm going to do a big announcement about my plans for the fall. Type in the chat what you think that announcement's going to be. And I'll do this again on Wednesday night. But if you've been around with me for the past 2 or 3 months, well, there's one of you out there that I've already talked to about my plans because I ran it by you. So you know who you are. Don't spoil it in the chat, please. I know you won't because you're very good. So put in the chat what you think my announcement's going to be, because I've kind of hinted at it, and I've even solicited your input if you're paying attention a few months ago. So that's number one. And number two, I'm actually doing a cool giveaway. I'm not going to spoil it yet. I might talk about it on my Wednesday stream. Yeah, on my Wednesday stream, I'll talk about what the giveaway is going to be, and hopefully it'll drum up some interest for people to come. So Wednesday night on my stream, I'll talk about the giveaway for Sunday, and then Sunday night we'll actually give it away, and then I'll make a big announcement. Okay, friends, there we go. That's what I'm going to leave you with. And as always, I'll just read this real quick. Yes, Jocko or JQCKO, a lot of JT Miller questions. I should just address it once at the start, like a press conference, and then keep referring to my answer. That's funny. Good night. Hit the sack. Very good, Bruce. New podcast, easy. You think it's easy? Or you're saying it's easy, that easy guess, that's what it's going to be? Maybe. 24-hour stream, a stream after home games. Booyah. Jacob's getting married. Will, that was pretty funny. Oh, no problem, Justin. We'll fill you in for sure. New podcasts, more live streams, or another 24-hour, 48-hour. Charlie the Cat will be a special guest. Stay safe. No joke. No, Elfren, it's coming. Just wait. Oh, you mean that's my announcement? Jacob got married? No, not my Jacob. There's a different Jacob, Coach Rob. My Jacob's only 18. Canucks partnership. All right, a lot of good guesses in there. But I will just pull up my joke because I couldn't memorize it. So let me pull this up here. And as always, on your way out, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Thank you, Lucas, and I think it was DSS for the other donation. Thank you to everyone who gave donations, and thanks to all of you for joining tonight. As always, subscribe if you'd like to, like the video, and appreciate your support as always. And yeah, I'll see you Wednesday night. Canucks After Dark tomorrow night, and then I'll see you Wednesday night for the prelude to my big stream on the Sunday night. All right. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for joining me. Take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. I'm not sure if I told you about the time that I ate a clock. I physically consumed a clock. It was very time consuming, especially when I went back for seconds. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.